All right. Welcome back into another week recapping the Sunday slate, previewing Monday Night Football. This is a tough one. I'm a little sad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bewildered. I don't like that the NFC top of the NFC East is feasting. I don't like that the Niners are in the shitter. I don't like that Purdy is now going to be ripped for the next 2 weeks with no bye. I don't like these things. But more than anything, I just don't like how many shitty fucking quarterbacks we have to watch. It's insane. There was no team on bye this week. The amount of shitty quarterbacks. And so I told you before this that I wanted you to have a pen and paper ready. And we're just going to bust this out. This is going to be a de facto. It's going to be basically, we're going to be ranking the quarterbacks, but we're just going to do it we're going to do it drafting. So like I'll draft one, then you draft one, then I draft one. So, basically it's like our consensus. And just to get a feel of like how many truly shit quarterbacks there are out there.
Real quick. Happy Sports Equinox Day. Finally found the equinox I care about. So today, this is only the 30th ever. And there's an NFL game, MLB game, 9 NHL games, 11 NBA games in one day. And it's on a Monday. So we can be happy about that. But I feel like every fucking year I do this. This year might be worse than others with the shitty quarterbacks. But like, this year's pretty bad. So we'll see after we do this.
Yeah. And so the caveat for this is there's only 32 quarterbacks we can both select from. And it's all the quarterbacks that finished the games. So
this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty brutal just to get an idea of like where we're at after all the injuries and everything.
Got it.
Right. I'm trying to
give me one example here of like, because there was one quarterback that came in at the end that was a little unnecessary. I'm trying to think who it was.
Was it in the? In basically, it's only like injury related.
I think it was Stafford.
No, I think Stafford broke his hand. Or finger on his hand.
He didn't finish. Okay, there's one more. All right, whatever. We'll get to it.
Yeah, basically, I have a list of the quarterbacks here. Oh man, Ramelia is. Well, I don't know about the Rams. Ramelia, let us know what's good with Stafford. Or I'm going to send it in the private chat. This is the list of quarterbacks I see. All right, so obviously it's going to be a little bit easier at the top.
Can you text it to me?
Yeah. Because okay, so this is not really a competitive type thing. It's more just like we're trying to get to the truth of like where we're truly at right now. So, with that said,
holy shit.
Yeah, it's a real shit show. I went kind of for the most part in order of like when the games occurred.
Yeah. So. Okay.
All right. Okay, so with that, I'll give you the first pick.
Okay.
Who are you taking?
Mahomes.
Okay, Mahomes. That's easy. All right, I'll take Josh Allen second.
Okay, I'll take Tua.
Okay, Tua. All right, I'll take Joe Burrow.
Lamar. Yep.
Okay, I'll take you know what? I'll take Herbert.
Okay.
Right. So that's 6. We're at 6 right now.
Jalen
Hurts. Ooh, it's already getting a little sweaty. Let me see.
Now it's getting.
We've entered the sweaty hours.
Yeah.
I am perusing. Oh God. Oh.
Wow, there's a available one that's easy right now.
Is it Trevor Lawrence?
No. Or Goff.
So I'd rather do Goff than Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, then I'll take Lawrence.
Okay. All right, now it's okay. So we went Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tua, Joe Burrow, Lamar, Herbert, Hurts, Goff, Lawrence.
Yeah.
That is a top. What is that? Top 8 or 10. No? Top 9. That's a top 9.
9, 10. Yeah.
So now number 10. God, do I just be really biased here?
Yeah.
I think I got to. I'm going Brock Purdy. I think it's the right pick.
Okay. Now it's like my options right now are Dak.
Yeah. Gino.
Sam Howell.
Jimmy G.
Honestly, after this weekend, I mean, Dak's the smart move. Yeah, right now.
Okay, you going Dak?
Yeah, he had a great game too. So I guess, but like a whole year body of work, like Howell wouldn't be ridiculous there.
No, I'm gonna have to go Gino. You know, he hasn't really had a good year, but yeah, I'm going Gino.
Okay, now 12. I'll go Howell.
All right, I'm going Russell Wilson.
Okay.
It's kind of effed up, but I'm like super
fair.
Kind of biased out. He's 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I'm taking him. Top 14.
Ooh.
So we have not even gotten to the 15th slot yet. I've already uttered the words Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go Jimmy G.
Yeah, I think you got to.
Yeah.
Jimmy G off the board.
And that's what, 15?
That's 15.
Okay.
All right. So we've now done our top 15. I think now is time where we okay, so we've gotten, I mean, top 15. These are the quarterbacks. I'll read them off that we have left remaining. For anybody out there that's like, oh, how did you not pick, blah, blah, blah. These are the quarterbacks we have remaining. Baker Mayfield, Brett Rippon, Jaron Hall, Jordan Love, Sam Heineke, Will Levis, Derek Carr, Gardner Minshew, Mac Jones, Mitch Trubisky, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, PJ Texas Ranger Walker, Tyson Bagent. You already said Hal. So no Hal. Josh Dobbs, Zach Wilson, and Tommy DeVito. We are only halfway through this stupid ass list. Oh. What the hell? So those are the top tier quarterbacks. Now we get into, I guess it's my pick, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna let recency bias lead me. Oh God, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna pick Derek Carr.
Okay, I'll take Stroud.
Oh, I'm kind of jealous of that. I should have went Stroud. Okay, I'm gonna take Baker Mayfield.
Okay, now it's
shocking.
Now it's like I'm considering going Will Levis, dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's no like wrong answers here. Like this is like, who do you feel comfortable with the most, like starting next week?
Like Minshew.
Yeah.
I'll take Minshew. And that's pick number like 19.
It's 20. Yeah, that's 19. We're still in the top 20s. All right, this is for number 20. I'm going to go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you went Minshew?
Yeah.
So this for me comes down to probably Mac Jones or it's like Mac Jones, Jordan Love, Will Levis, or Sam Heineke.
Whew.
And I'm gonna have to go. Oh God, Mac's been playing a little bit better. I'm gonna go Will Levis.
Okay, I'm gonna go PJ Walker.
Oh, I like it. PJ Walker. All right, I'll give Mac Jones his due.
Okay.
Mac Jones, 22nd selection.
Heineke.
Still, like, if this was Ritter, he would not be. He would not have gone yet.
No.
So that, dude, at this point, I think I'm gonna have to take Jordan Love.
Okay.
Jordan Love, under 50% completion percentage.
Dobbs.
All right, I'm going to go. This is an upside play. Bryce Young.
Will Levis.
Oh, I already went Will Levis.
Oh my God.
Yeah. At 20.
I'll go Trubisky, dude.
Yeah, Trubisky. That's not a bad pick.
You know what you're getting with him.
You know what you're getting. Oh my God. Our Dobbs already went?
Yeah.
Ooh. Zach Wilson. Steal. We have 4 selections left. Let's just read out the quarterbacks that are still available. Teabag Tyson Bagent, Tommy DeVito, who I think threw 1 pass for 4 yards. Jaron Hall, never even heard of him, back up at Green Bay or for Minnesota, and Brett Rippon for the Rams.
I'll go Rippon.
Yeah, I mean, if not for anything, just that last name.
Yeah,
Rippon. All right, I'm gonna go Teabag because he's got some swag.
I'll go. Who even cares at this point? DeVito.
Yeah, just for the memes. DeVito for the memes. Jaron Hall, last pick.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus. Again, the 5th. Let's just starting. Okay, after the top 10, after the top 12, this is how it goes. So the top 12 was Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tua, Burrow, Lamar, Herbert, Hurts, Goff, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, Dak, Geno, and then there's it falls off a cliff, and it's Sam. So 13 through 32 is Sam Howell, Russell Wilson, Jimmy G, Derek Carr, C.J. Stroud, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, Will Levis, P.J. Walker, Mac Jones, Heineke, Jordan Love, Josh Dobbs, Bryce Young, Mitch Trubisky, Zach Wilson, Brett Rippon, Teabag, DeVito, Jaron Hall.
Ooh,
that is insane. And so that if you basically have a top 12 quarterback, you are in a significant place of advantage for next week. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you that's I'd be so frustrated if I just was becoming an NFL fan and this is the quarterbacks I'm watching. Thank God the draft next year is as good as it's been in 10 years, but still it takes time to develop a quarterback. And on top of it, a lot of those are already in a backup situation, so we can't just be some teams have better backups than others. A lot of teams are in a backup situation. And that's the other thing too, is people are why do backups get paid so much? This is why.
Yeah.
Why do backups get paid more than first string running backs? This is why. Quarterback's the most important position. So and people are in these fucking situations all the time. Why did the Titans have 3 potential starting QBs? This is why, because 2 sucked.
Yeah, I think I'm firmly in the camp going forward. The Bears are the perfect, incubator test for this. They have a very good chance of having 2 top 5 picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would just take 2 quarterbacks.
I heard that, and I'm not against it.
Do basically what the Titans did. Give one of them, 5-6 games, then give the other one, a couple games.
Especially with the franchise that hasn't had that guy in so long. It's clearly the most important position, and if you swing and miss again, dude, you're set back 5 years. Yeah. Why not take 2? The only thing is I don't know how much leverage these guys have these days. I know that Caleb talked about getting like some sort of investment in the franchise,
and has been
like
dog shit since.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like it does suck for them, and potentially like that guy could pull an Eli Manning because Eli got drafted by the Chargers and say, "Hey, I'm not playing here." That's the only way I could see it. But what teams have done in the past is draft someone in like the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah, it's smart. I mean,
but doing it with 2 top 10 picks or top 5 picks would be wild.
Like, let's just rerun back to this year. Let's say the Bears had 2 top 5 picks in this year's draft. Yeah. They would have taken Bryce Young. Let's say they had the 1st and the 4th or something. Bryce Young, and then, well, actually, they did. Stroud. Okay, whatever. You know, yeah, if you could have gotten Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, and it's like the second you know Stroud's got it, then you could probably trade Bryce Young for a 2nd. You know?
Yeah,
like
I don't know if you would know already though. Just because like we've seen 8 weeks of a body of work with both of them, so it'd take a little more time. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Also, like, maybe just keep like what would be like kind of a sick situation. Crazy talk, but like imagine if the Texans somehow got Stroud and Bryce Young, and then it's like you have Stroud, or no, better example would be like Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like Anthony Richardson goes down, then you just get to play Bryce Young, and then it's like you have these 2 quarterbacks that are both on relatively cheap deals. I don't know. It's just,
yeah, maybe you get one that's like more of a project and one that like you assume is going to be ready right away. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Getting like 2 off the bat, just like, I don't know. It's never happened, and it's such like a crazy fucking thought. Like to take like this year, take Bryce Young and Stroud, but like AR would make a little more sense because a lot of people didn't think he was ready, which we can't really know, but obviously because he got hurt. But that one would make a little more sense. But like this year, for example, drafting like Caleb and Penix would be wild.
But it would be, I think it'd be pretty smart.
No, it would. I agree. But then it's just like, and then also just like the QB competition just heats up so much, which ends up making both of them better. So that would be interesting. And then like at the end of the day, the rookie still has to prove himself if he wants a long NFL career. The one thing I could see happening is like, because if you draft a quarterback, you're going to have to pay him more than drafting other positions. So
that's true.
That's the one thing I could see. But is it worth it? Yes.
I think it's just dog eat dog world. Like you know, we're going to see who wins this, and then we're going to trade the other one. Probably get a 2nd round pick or a 3rd round pick. Make the other team eat the salary. All of a sudden, that you know what? That also would be just good for the NFL ecosystem. Like just for a team like
every single rule that there ever was. So it's like almost I cannot wrap my head around that.
Yeah. I mean, then what would suck is like if you ended up with like Zach Wilson and Trey Lance, like that obviously would suck. But you know.
Yeah, wow. But yeah, I can't wrap my head around that, but I've heard it out there like that they should.
Yeah, Mark Graves says, you sound like the Minnesota T-Wolves drafting 2 point guards and passing on stat. I mean, I just don't quite. That is funny. I mean, it's just a little different than the point guard thing. Like, unless they were like, the point guard is the most important position. Like, I could see
you could get a shooting guard or a power forward. That'd be the most important position, but
maybe 2. I could see like drafting maybe like 2 centers, like top 15 in the NBA.
Maybe.
Okay, let's run through the chat a little bit, and then we'll kind of cruise through these games, and then more importantly, I'm getting super hyped up. I know you are the most hyped up for this Monday Night Football game. It is your 2 teams duking it out. It's kind of a win-win. So Spencer Stewart says, "Hey Ryan, Andrew. Hey Spence. Ramelia Sports Report. You know, he's dogging me. Said the Rams will win the West. Stafford is a world champ. That is true. World champion of NFL, of the national sport of NFL.
He deserved it. He does. All those years in Detroit.
I know. I'm still high on the Rams, but we'll get to them. Spencer Stewart, Rams are falling apart. Or Niners are falling apart. Come on, guys. Rams. They're the third best team in the division. They are not better than San Francisco still or Seattle. That's facts. They haven't won anything since 94. That is facts. Will Levis. Graves says, sup, Ryan and Andrew. If the Niners drafted Will Levis, would it be pronounced Will Levi's? That's pretty good. I mean, it reminds me of like Joey Bart. It's like Joey Bart train. Just also one thing, fuck that 2022 COVID goddamn bullshit ass trap. Like that just, it fucked. I mean, I know you're an A's fan. We're both Warriors fans, but like it was such, I mean, you think about all those QBs that got taken at the top of the draft outside of Trevor Lawrence, who everyone knew even the previous year was going to be number one. Like it was a total shit show, bunch of busts. And it was just like the COVID year fucked everything. It fucked up the scouting. Niners talked themselves into Trey Lance. The Warriors talked themselves into like 2 games of James Wiseman. You know, I just heard something that of the top 10 picks in that draft already, that like, cause they're all eligible for the rookie extension. Only 3 have extended: Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and Denny Advia.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy. And then also Joey Bart, number 2 pick, just botched it. Shanahan did that in DC, RG3 and Cousins. Yeah, a little bit of Purdy and Lance too. You guys said, yeah, well, read that. Is Chris Paul circumcised? The people want to know. People are asking. Snip, snip. Oh, boys. All right, well, let's just start. Let's just rip through these games. I guess we should start with Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
Kind of, I mean, we watched it together. Kind of a lucky cover, honestly. Kind of a miracle cover by Bake and the boys. But it was, you know, I think that the results are in. The Bucks aren't that good. And the Bills left me uninspired.
Still confused.
Very confused. Like just as confused, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, me and you were watching this game, and it's like, okay, they start off hot, but then their defense always gives them like an opportunity. That crowd seemed like a college football game. Just the way that stadium's built, it just seems like an Ohio State game at the shoe or something along those lines. I know it was a primetime game, but it had a weird feeling to it, and it's just like the Bills never like. They started off by bullying people, but now they can't step on someone's throat. Now the offense isn't looking good. Or the defense giving them more opportunities. They were up, like, let's put the game away, and they just didn't do it again. And yes, it was a miracle cover. That last drive, like, I think there was like 4 penalties, 3 personal fouls, miracle cover for the boys. But it wasn't a convincing win again. It was not a convincing win. It's like the same thing's happening with the Bills and the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs lost, like that's way more extreme, but we're not seeing the dominance that we've seen in the past years with the Bills. And Josh Allen, like, something's off. The guy needs to fucking cut his hair or something. I can't talk, but the guy needs to, like, cut his hair. Something mojo's got to change with him, dude. It looks off. His facial expressions, I don't know. Something's off. I don't know.
They need a trade real bad at the deadline. I know they called the Niners about Greenlaw, which just... There's just simply no way. But like, you know, they lost Tre'Davious White. They still, I think, could have made it through I think their defense still would be elite. But then once they lost Milano, now it's kind of what they want to do. It's kind of all over. So yeah, I don't know. This is now a trend with this team. Like there's these like stupid narratives, but they just end up happening every year. And unfortunately the Bills, ever since that 13-second comeback, it's kind of, they're starting to do a thing where they look like the best team in the NFL for the first 4 weeks, 5 weeks of the season. Mm-hmm. Everyone, you know, has them at the top of their power rankings, and the betting lines are crazy. And then they just kind of, something's weird. Josh Allen went into the medical tent at some point.
Yeah.
Is something going on there?
Well, I don't know. Like, you know, they barely beat the Giants and then lost to the Patriots. This game, nothing was convincing, but we're going to find out. We have a fucking treat Sunday night. They're playing the Bengals.
Yeah.
In
Guess the line.
Cincinnati.
Guess the line.
Line in Cincinnati. Bengals -2.
Bengals -3. So it seems that Vegas is officially they're starting to peel back from the Bills as well, because that's just that's actually kind of surprising. I mean, that's pretty overreactionary.
Yeah, I mean, based on that Bills game and the Bengals being the Niners, that seems like where it should be at. But also in Cincinnati too, I don't know, man. Like, how have they played on the road this year? Like, at the Jets, loss, at Commanders, huge win, and at the Patriots, loss. So they haven't shown shit on the road besides destroying the Commanders, and the Commanders are good every other week. So, like,
exactly.
we'll see. The Bucs aren't good. They're not winning the division. They're not making the playoffs. So we know that at least. Baker is exactly what you expect to get out of him. You're going to be okay, but you're never going to go over 9 wins with Baker, ever. Like, you could have all the surroundings like a Seattle does. Like, it's just kind of the same thing with Geno. Like, you're never going to take that next step with Baker. And I guess we, like, based on what we said at the beginning, like, we can't, sorry, fix this light, but there's not that many good quarterbacks out here, clearly, or apparently. But is Baker going to take you to that next level? No. Like, if they're not drafting a QB next year, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And, like, how old is Baker getting, dude? Feels like the guy, he's been on 4 teams already. Like, the guy's been around forever. So,
yeah, the whole thing just is stale. That whole division is just so stale. Like, you know what? What's his face? Their coach. Oh God, what's his name? Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles. I'm sorry.
Is that guy a human, dude? I have not seen a facial expression.
I know. He's a good defensive coordinator, but he shouldn't be a head coach. Stale. It's all the same old dude. Like, honestly, just if you look towards the future, trade Mike Evans at the deadline, trade Godwin, just got the thing, and just go into a rebuild.
Yeah, they need to move on from that.
Trade Vita Vea, dude, just do it.
It just feels like the same old fucking Bucs with Godwin and Evans. It's just time to fucking move on.
Yeah, they're like just a worse version of the Saints.
But dude, it's hard to like move on when if you get 7 wins, and they probably will. I'd like what they're 4-4 right now.
Yeah, and no one's gonna run away with the division.
Like, they'll definitely get 7 wins. Like, if you get 7 or 8 wins, like you're not gutting your team. No. Especially in that division too. Like, why would you gut your team? Like, that is anyone's fucking division. Like, you want to restart when you're like the 3rd best team in the division. Like, Patriots are probably the worst team, but you have 2 top heavy teams in that division, like the Bills and the Dolphins. And it's like, you're clearly the 3rd best team. Like, then you start gutting. But like, if you have an argument to yourself, whether it's true or not, that you can win the division, which they do have that argument to themselves, and honestly just do in general, given like the state of that division, it's hard to sit there and gut a team. But there always is an option for a new quarterback, which they have to consider. But it's like I said, we're not going anywhere with Baker. You're not going anywhere over 8 or 9 wins, and that is like the top of what you're going to get with him.
Yeah, just a shit, boring team. Okay, the next game we got is Rams at Cowboys. God damn it. You know, you were on the Rams. I was on the Rams first half. Thought they'd keep it close, but the bully Cowboys are back, and they just bullied the shit out of them.
Oh man, that got ugly quick, didn't it?
Quick.
Cowboys. I mean, is this just every fucking team? Like, I got to get rid of this, Claire. Is every team just like good every other week besides a few in the NFL?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Pretty much.
Then some teams are like good enough that like they can be shitty, like the Eagles, like they can play poorly and they can still win.
I guess, but like, fuck, like we've been hyping up the Rams, like saying like they are a 4th quarter away from all these wins and shit, and all of a sudden they're down 21-0 in the 1st or 2nd quarter, and it's like, and then we also say like Cowboys are good playing up, like their defense plays good, they get turnovers. Like, this is all true, but not in any world would I expect that game to get so out of control so early, dude. And like Dak comes out and has a career night.
Career.
Like, career. And I mean, that's why this league is so hard, because it's like every other week some new shit happens. And that's fine. Like, I love the unpredictability, but in order to go far, you need to be consistent. And it's like, what team have we seen this year that's actually consistent on a week-to-week basis? Like, we're not even getting that from the top dogs, like the Niners, Chiefs, Bills, like who we expected to see some consistency. And like the Niners had every sign of that happening. And obviously we've seen them fall off here, but like, I just can't really name a team in the NFL right now that I've seen is very consistent. And it's like, I could argue the most consistent team we've seen over the last 4 weeks have been the Bengals, which is wild. But Rams, you're too young and that's okay. It was like kind of a good story for a little bit, but like their youth is completely showing. Good coaching can only go so far with such a young team. And we're definitely seeing towards the end of Stafford's career. Like if you remember, McVay almost didn't come back to coach after they lost all those players after like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
2 years ago, because he just knew the uphill battle that it was going to be with this roster. And that is just proven to be true right now. I didn't think that was a smart move. That was just kind of telling the world exactly what the state of the team was. But this record, for, I know you just want to look at it and say, oh, like Puka and Cup, but like outside of that, like look at the running back room, look at the defense. It's kind of a disaster.
Yeah. I know. I'm on the side of like, just trade Aaron Donald. Like their defense is an absolute shiv. Donald really isn't doing anything this year. Just trade him. You could probably still get a ton for him. Trade Donald.
He almost didn't come back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I kind of think the Rams are going to end up. I mean, the Rams could still be the 7 seed. I could totally see it, because right now the 7 seed is the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, that's not going to continue with who the hell? Jaron Hall, number 32 of our 32 QBs. Now they could trade for someone. They could trade for a Jameis or something like that. I don't know why the Saints would do that though, because they're going to be directly competing for that spot. But yeah, the 7 spot, the Vikings. Let's say the Vikings fall out of it, then it's like the Bucks at 3-4, the Rams at 3-5, the Commanders at 3-5, freaking Packers, New York Giant. Like it's a shit show. So there's going to be some like god awful team, and maybe the Rams are the good bad team this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like, can they sneak in over a team in that shitty NFC South, because those teams are just going to get wins based on their division.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, this fucking crazy. We're talking about the Vikings in the playoffs after starting 1-4, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to that game, but they look like a freaking wagon. Their defense just looks legit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Okay, next game, Falcons, Titans. We finally got it. We finally got Heineke, the Heineke experience. Ended up not mattering. I mean, I kind of thought he was going to take him on a game-winning drive there at the end, but Van Jefferson just dropped that 4th down pass. Anyway, he at least got it to be a competitive game. Bijan finally started doing stuff as soon as Heineke came in. But the big story is Will Levis. And this just goes back to, we were talking about this. I liked the Falcons, but I would not pick them as a best bet, because basically what we said is like these shitty ass teams, like the Falcons that are just like mid, but also shitty. Like, should they really be laying points on the road versus anybody? And it's like, no, like they -2.5. No freaking way. Ritter looked terrible. He got concussed. Unfortunately, it looks like Ritter's going to be the quarterback going forward. So we're just going to keep,
I don't know.
The Falcons are going to be annoying for the rest of the year. I don't know. Heineke said Ritter's our quarterback. Now, unless Arthur Smith, I mean,
that might be some sort of PR stunt, dude.
I don't know.
That looks pretty ugly. And like, no, I mean, Titans coming off a bye, I was the same way. That's what we said last week. Like, why are they getting points at Tennessee? Tennessee, you knew they're going to come out and play physical. Like, they punched him in the mouth right away, which is hard to do with the Falcons. Falcons are a super physical team. Like, the way Arthur Smith coaches, good defense, good O-line. But I think we kind of got out of this game just exactly what we didn't expect, which was a high-scoring game, and then the Titans fucking launching the ball deep.
Dude,
like,
zombie DeAndre Hopkins, I sat him on the bench playing you in fantasy.
I was gonna call you out. Imagine sitting Hopkins, but Levis had a 130.5 quarterback rating, came out of nowhere. Everything you heard about in camp and just like so far this year was like the guy's not ready at all. But it was like what I said last week was like this guy played at Kentucky, he played SEC defenses, which is pretty much just loaded with NFL talent his whole college career. He played well. He brought Kentucky to be like relevant, which has never happened in the SEC. It's like, is this guy really not as good as Malik Willis and Ryan Tannehill? I just had a hard time believing that. I mean, here we are. He provided them some sort of fucking spark on offense, dude. Like, it was either like watching Malik Willis run around and not get the ball out of his hands, or watching Tannehill throw the ball 7 yards like Derek Carr.
Yeah.
It's like, where was any spark in that offense? And they finally fucking got it.
And like, of course, like Derrick Henry starts to look better. And
because you open up a run game, dude. Like, everyone just put 8 guys in the box and make them throw it, and they literally could not do it. They looked fucking inept. But here we are with the Titans again.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the Steelers every year in the Titans. It's like,
and guess what? Thursday Night Football. That is a fucking stay away. Titans Steelers.
Oh, where is it? Pittsburgh?
I think it's in Tennessee. I want to say it's in Tennessee.
It's in Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Steelers -3. That's about right.
Yeah, Steelers -3. I don't know. I'd probably.
So they're saying Titans. Steelers are a point better than Titans.
But it's also Trubisky. Trubisky looked bad, and Trubisky's not even running anymore. So I don't know.
Would you rather have him or fucking Pickett?
I mean, Trubisky. Okay, I'd take the first 3 quarters of Trubisky and then fourth quarter Pickett.
Yeah, of course.
Matt Ladresh asked, would you rather have A.J. Brown or Debo and Kittle? I mean,
Debo.
I'd rather have Kittle, but I'd way rather have A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert. Well, maybe not for the Niners system.
Very up and down.
He is, but he's a good blocker.
Kittle just for his fucking blocking, dude.
Maybe I'm down on Kittle because I took 2 tight ends in our fantasy draft, including one is Kittle, and nobody wants to fucking trade for him. He's having big weeks. Nobody fucking wants him.
Blocking doesn't show up in fantasy.
True. Spencer Stewart says NFC is pretty weak. It is weak. It is. I mean, if we go down the quarterback rate, what we just did, and we just do, I'll give you the top 5 NFC quarterbacks. It would be, Mahomes, AFC, Josh Allen, AFC, Tua, AFC, Joe Burrow, AFC, Lamar, AFC, Justin Herbert, AFC. So now we've gotten to 7. Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts would be 1. Goff, 2. Brock Purdy, 3. Dak Prescott, 4. Geno, 5. Those are basically your top 5 NFC quarterbacks right now. So bad. So it could be, I mean, yeah. That's why I'm like not worried about Brock. Like, who cares? Even if you say he's like the 5th quarterback, the Niners roster is still so loaded and they're coaching so good. Like, they will figure it out. Jordan or LeBron. Fuck LeBron, bitch ass. Okay, let's move on from this game.
What do you got next?
Saints at Colts. It's official. I'm done betting the fucking Colts. And I'm done. It's so infuriating. They're single-handedly holding down my record. And every week it seems like they get up fucking 2 touchdowns. And it's like, they've got this in the bag. They did it versus the Browns.
Have we officially stripped them from being a team of the podcast? Because this is getting fucking brutal.
Dude.
Who are they? Oh, fuck. Who are they playing this week?
Who are they playing?
Oh, they're playing the Panthers. Fuck.
It's a great spot.
They're turning into the fucking Falcons, dude. Like, we watch them every week, and they're just not that fucking good. We overhype Minshew. The one thing about the Colts is, like, every fucking home game they have, it's a high-scoring game, and they're playing from behind. I don't understand.
First they're playing from in front, and then they're all of a sudden somehow before halftime playing from behind.
At home, they play from behind. I don't fucking dude. Their defense is fucking terrible. It is
it's
really
horrible.
bad.
It's DeForest Buckner and no one else.
Yeah, and their defense used to be fucking solid, dude. Like Leonard was in there, like Buckner was awesome. Like they had Hooker for a while. I don't fucking know, but either way, it's a fucking nightmare. I don't know if they need to fire their defensive coordinator or what's going on, but the Saints are the most unpredictable team in the NFL, I think. Like, who's more unpredictable than the fucking Saints, dude?
The Saints or the Colts? Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying
they
the
lost.
Saints are unpredictable.
Oh like, yeah, extremely so.
Fuck. 38 points from the Saints after what we watched last Thursday. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I told myself I'd never bet on the Saints again. And then all of a sudden, 38 motherfucking points. I mean, Kamara is good or very good, and like we knew that, but it was just like the workload he was getting was like at least 10 catches a game, and Carr looked fucking terrible. I did say it last week though, is like, when are we gonna get that Derek Carr game where it's like, where the fuck was this? Like deep balls. He had like some great deep balls to Shaheed. Olave, I don't know what's going on with him, dude. That one drop that hit him in the helmet, it wasn't a great throw, but that guy just seems like him and Carr don't get along, which is fair. But yeah, it seems like the Colts season is slowly slipping away, if it wasn't already.
Dude, first half they went touchdown, field goal, touchdown, punt, field goal. The end of the half, and then second half they went punt, interception, punt, touchdown, punt, end of the game. They got outscored 17-7 in the second half. How about this? Jonathan Taylor had 12 carries for how many yards? 12 carries for 95 yards with time left on the clock in the first half of the game. Finished the game
had 11 for 66. Their run game's good, but
no. But Jonathan Taylor had 12 for 95 with time left in the first half, and he finished the game with 12 for 95.
That's coaching right there.
That's dumb as fuck.
That's coaching.
Yeah. Just burn the tape. I don't know. I still hate the Saints. They still suck.
Yeah, fuck. Colts, I'm not betting on the Saints again after that last Thursday. No,
Colts. Like we need to put a 1 week ban on the Colts on betting the Colts.
Yeah,
Matt, I'll get to your
two non-playoff teams too.
Yeah. Matt Ladresh says, if you're both transported into a world where all movies were real and you could interact with any character, which movie would you pick first? And who would you seek out for advice navigating this? Oh, that's like a fantastic like Bumble profile question. Like you'd have to really think about
Bumble, not Hinge.
Or whatever. Which is the one where that's all the questions?
I don't know any of them.
Damn.
I don't know who, but I would definitely seek out Adza for advice.
Well, no. You'd have to. Oh, and who would you? No. It has to be a movie character. So, shit.
I'm so bad with movies. I'm not even gonna answer this one.
Which movie would you pick first? And who?
You're a movie guy.
I'm trying to think of something like, something a little sci-fi would be fun. Shit. Not Inception. Oh God. You know what? Give me till the end of the pod to answer that one. How do you feel about Bay Area's newest venture into the WNBA? Could you be both supporting this new team in the Bay Area community? Honestly, sure. I'm down to like get it because one of the most like exploitable sports betting wise is the WNBA, but I've just never had any reason to get into it. So I don't know.
Will your interest just spark more just because they're in the Bay Area?
Yeah. I mean, at least it gives me like a team to follow and bet on, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Give it.
You're telling me like if like the whatever they're called, the Golden State Dubs or something, like if they were like 8-2, they were on like an 8-2 ATS streak. Like,
do you know how many teams are in the WNBA?
20.
You think there's 20 teams?
I don't know.
You're gonna be shook. I think it's
Is it
8.
like real? What?
I'm pretty sure. Let me see. There's no.
8 is unreasonable.
There's 12.
Okay, 12. All right, that's like a collegiate conference, I guess.
I forget who that one guy is. He's such a fucking asshole about women's sports. But he said he would give the Las Vegas Aces, who just won, he would give them some absurd amount of money if they could beat any high school state champion.
Yeah, Clay Travis.
Yeah.
That guy's just jerking off to a ceiling fan. Yeah. Like, what do you get from that post, dude? Although I wouldn't mind like a hypothetical line. If you could maybe ban dunking, I don't know. Damn, that is shocking. Only 12 teams. And what this is pretty shocking. How many
can you name?
Well, let's not go there. But the Fever or the okay, let's try. All right, let me try and name the Aces, the Sparks.
Yeah.
Oh God. Liberty.
Yep. I think that's all you're gonna get.
Oh no.
I'll give you a city. See if you can name it.
Give me a city. Give me a city.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Dallas, Atlanta, Minnesota.
Dallas Fever.
That's a hockey team. Nope. Washington, Chicago, Indiana.
All right, just give me the names because all right, now I need to study up.
New York Liberty, Connecticut Sun, Dallas Wings, Atlanta Dream, Minnesota Lynx, Washington Mystics, Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, Seattle Storm, Phoenix Mercury. And I knew
there was a Fever.
And that's enough. Next game.
Well, wait. So, but is there going to be another franchise somewhere else? Because you can't just have 13 teams.
Guess who cares?
Well, okay. All right. But how about this? This is a question for you. Do you know how many games decide the NBA Finals?
5.
That's right. Because I was extremely confused. I saw that one team won 3-1. Lisa Leslie, exactly, dude. Backyard basketball. All right. Well, what are we doing? Okay, get off this stupid Colts Saints game. I was also there was too many games, honestly. Too many.
Too overwhelming. 9 in the early slate.
Why'd they do
us dirty with no buys in week fucking 8 or 9? Like,
makes no sense. Makes no sense.
All right, them out, dude. Fuck.
All right,
and like not even on a week when there's a London or Germany game either.
Nope. Pat's at Dolphins. Dolphins win by 14. Patriots continue to look
better.
Competent defensively. Mac Jones down to only like 1 pick 6 a game.
Yeah.
Dolphins. Tua looked a little shook. I mean, I don't know. They just kind of rolled.
I think the Patriots are doing like what we thought they would do when we were betting on them early in the year, which is just like
wait. Emergency. Has the Lions line gone down to 6.5?
Oh my God. It started at 8.
It was at 8.5.
I'm seeing 6.5.
Oh, I'm seeing 7, boys.
Well, maybe he's buying it down.
Oh, shot. It's a really good spot for the Lions, but I am a little bit scared about Jimmy G.
It reminds me of the Chiefs
Vikings
Broncos.
Niners.
It reminds me of the Chiefs Broncos line this week. But the Lions are at home.
Oh.
95% of the cash is on the Lions.
How did it go to 7 then?
95%.
Maybe I'll just take +7. Just get terrible closing line value. Who cares? I'll use my free play on it. Raiders.
Definitely won't have any regrets on that.
None. $48 in free plays. Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Couple of unis.
Dude, by the way, thank God that we put all those unis on Colorado on Saturday, and that your college football bets just went nuts because yesterday was a real shit show. Somehow, even though I went 3-2-2 on the picks I gave out, but I went not good. Oh, it's because I live bet the Niners.
It's always the live bets, dude.
It's always the live betting the Niners. Okay, let's move on. Oh yeah, I mean whatever. Tyreek's good. Jalen Waddle's good. Okay, just the ultimate shit show of the game. Jets at Giants. I mean, come on. Did not. To be honest, I didn't have that one on any of my TVs because, like, I'm not like. I mean, what's his face? DeVito. He had, I think, one completion for 4 yards. Like, they just didn't even trust him to throw the ball. It was shocking.
Could you draw up like a more unwatchable game? That's got to be up there.
I know, and then the fact that it ended in like some like dramatics is pretty hilarious. Tommy DeVito.
I bought it down a half point and ended up fucking covering, which was crazy. But dude, why can't, like, Breece Hall had that insane run or like catch at the beginning of the game.
Catch and run.
Let's just not really go back to him. He ended up having like 13 carries, but it's like, establish the fucking run. Zach Wilson went 17 for 36. Like, is your goal to like get him loose, especially in a game where it's low scoring and close? Like, we're gonna let Zach Wilson throw the ball 36 times. That is just a questionable coaching strategy. Questionable. And do you know the Giants passed the ball? Guess how many times they passed the ball?
6 times.
14. That's got to be the lowest in the NFL all year.
Oh, I thought you meant completions. Wait, I'm trying to work out how. Oh, because Barkley had 3 receptions for 0 yards. Breida had 1 for 4. The leading receivers in the game were Darren Waller, like, who immediately got injured, 1 reception for 4 yards. Then Matt Breida had 1 for 4 yards.
Barkley carried the ball 36 times. 36 times.
Yeah, Tommy DeVito had 2 completions, 1 to Barkley for 0 yards and 1 to Slayton for -1. So he finished 2 for 7 for -1 yards.
That is by far the lowest amount of passing attempts this year, and it's not even close.
DeVito.
And how do you give Breece Hall the ball 12 times in a game like that?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, man. Oh, Ladresh has Bochy on the line. Okay, wait. Well, yeah. I like what you're cooking, Matt.
5.
It's at 5.
Yeah.
What's this? Is it 2-1 D-backs right now?
No, it's 1-1. I thought.
Oh, it's still 1-1. I am still kind of glad I hedged because I just like all of the emotional energy of like being invested in this. Like, I just couldn't do it. Bad for my mental health.
Too much.
Lions -7 is sus as fuck. Should be double digits. What WTF?
So it's so sus. And 95% of the cash is on the Lions. That's all bias aside for me. It's so sus.
So sus. Though, I will say, while it's still available, Goff 40-1 to win MVP. You know, we came out of last week and, you know, I mean, Mahomes is still the favorite. Mahomes just played like absolute dog shit. There's no clear-cut favorite.
There's none.
There's no clear-cut favorite. If Goff plays well,
besides McCaffrey.
Besides McCaffrey, if Goff plays well on Monday Night Football, what else are you really to talk about? I mean, first of all, I'm really happy that I locked in. I'm really happy that I at least bet against my team in futures because I've got that nice 4-1 on Seattle to win the division. I've got Detroit to win the NFC, Detroit to win the Super Bowl, and I've got Goff 20-1, and then I reinvested 40-1 to win MVP. I also realized I've got Joe Burrow at 40-1 to win MVP.
That's looking better.
That's looking a little better. Also, all the same things. Are the lines from the clubhouse? Are the lines open?
I have Goff at plus 2,000.
Oh, are the lines open for the? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Here, I'll just send it an invite. We covered this. I mean, The Jets. How about the Jets though? 4-3.
4-3.
It's actually setting up. Like if Rodgers is able to like inject all the ayahuasca into his ankle or whatever, if he comes back, it could get scary hours. I also still I kind of like to bet the Bucks or the Bills to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's pretty low probability, but
dude, Garrett Wilson had a great game. Breece Hall proved he's still good. They shouldn't give him the fucking ball. The pieces are still there. People don't remember this, probably remember this actually, but they built a team it was a lot of veterans going over a Super Bowl team. It was veterans coming over so they could win a Super Bowl or Rodgers' last dance or whatever. They still have a lot of fucking playmakers there. And also a lot of those playmakers were revolved around Rodgers, Lazard coming over, Cobb coming over, ones like that. So who knows? We don't have any timetable on his return, and knowing Rodgers, we won't know anything until the week of. So we'll see. But 4-3 is not a bad spot at all.
I have a question. I'll ask I have a guest right here that can answer it. So this guy Matt Ladresh asked if you were transported into a world where all movies were real and you could interact with any of the characters, which movie are you picking first, and who would you seek out advice for navigating it?
That's such a good question. Unbelievable. For me, I would choose the movie Wall Street, and I would seek the character Jordan Belfort from the movie Wolf of Wall Street for my entrance into the film.
That's just pretty smart.
Yeah.
Straight for the money, baby.
Practical Adza.
They call him Practical Adza. All right, we got Bruce Bochy on the line.
How's it going, boys? How we doing? I'm just sitting here, got my feet kicked up on the desk, filling out the last few slots of the lineup card, and wanted to give the Bay Area boys some love. I know that I'm wearing different threads this time around, but really appreciate what you guys are doing, and really hope we can pull this thing out tonight.
Yeah. So Bochy, what do you think about me? Just absolutely. I bet on the Rangers solely because of you, because you're such a beloved person in my life for so many years. And
I appreciate that, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I decided too much anxiety. I couldn't take it. I'm not like a Zen master like you. Yeah. I had to hedge out of my bet.
Yeah, hey Ryan, when I signed up for this business 46 years ago, I knew this game it had its ups and downs, and that's what I signed up for. When I signed up for this job and came back, and we're in roasters out there tonight. He's been in a lot of big spots, a lot of big games, and we're really looking forward to him going deep in that game for us tonight.
So, one thing that kind of hurt my feelings, Boch, I'm not going to lie. I heard you after the ALCS. I heard you say that this team has more heart than any other team that you've coached in all your years.
Hey, look, Ryan, we over the years we've done a lot of great things, whether it was with the Giants or with Texas now, and you get so caught up in the emotion of the moment when the champagne's going that of course is a really emotional moment for me and a lot of people around me. But San Francisco will always hold a special place in my heart, and you fans near and dear to me. Always appreciate you no matter where I am.
Boch, what does this mean to, I know you talked to Mr. George W. Bush, but did see you bounce the ball from the mound. Did you expect a little bit more out of him? And on top of that, what is it so far?
It's not easy, Andrew. I'll tell you. I was a catcher most of my career, so I know I've been on the other end of that, and they always tell you, don't bounce it, but Mr. President's getting old as we all are, and he gave it his best out there, and I was just glad to see him in that Texas uniform, and hope to see him out there again tonight.
I have one last question relating to the San Francisco, the way things ended there. Did you feel any kind of way about the Giants bringing in such a hot manager after you? Arguably the hottest I've seen.
Put it this way, Ryan, I don't think there are many comparisons cosmetically between the two of us, but, from the baseball world, it seems that Gabe's done some great things in his past, and we wish him nothing but the best moving forward. I sure he's right on his feet, and he did a lot of great things for that organization, and I think he's got a lot of great baseball ahead of him.
Oh, Boach. Well, thank you so much for calling into the show. I know you probably got about 20 minutes till the game's ticking off.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me, and look forward to next time joining the show, because really appreciate what you guys are doing, and best of luck with it. Go Rangers.
Thanks,
Go Rangers. Go Rangers. Thanks so much, Bruce. Oh, wow. Bruce Bochy.
Little pregame action.
A little pregame action. All right, fine. It's happening. We're okay. We're gonna do a little parlay. I'm gonna have to bet the Rangers after that.
Are we in on them?
Are we what?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, we're in. Maybe we bet Garcia to have a home run too.
All right. Locked in.
Locked in. All right. Total bases. Blah, 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 blah. All right. All right.
-110.
Oh, I've got 15. All right. I'm going to have to use another free bet. Total bases. Garcia over 1.5. All right. I love it. Love it. And boom. All right. Sick. Now that's figured out. Okay. Next game. Jaguars at Steelers. We can kind of rush through this one, maybe. I mean, Steelers, they won too many stupid games in a row. They're bound to drop one.
Where do you have the Jags in the AFC?
Oh, God damn it. I know, right?
Dude, they're such a sound, good fucking football team.
Dude, that
Great
might be
defense.
The team. You were talking about the most consistent team. Like,
yeah, that's true. Like, such an old school offense. Like, there's no like spread fucking bullshit. Great defense. Like, they've looked better than every team they've been on the field with, like, significantly the last 5 weeks after starting off slow. But in the past, like, the Chiefs have done this. I'm not comparing them to the Chiefs at all, but like, those good teams have started slow the first couple of weeks, like Niners last year, and then like hit their stride like week 7 or 8, and that's exactly what it's looking like, dude. They've been the most consistent team. ETN, dude. I had ETN in fantasy last year, and he was pretty fucking bad. And this year, he looks unbelievable, dude. Like, he made huge plays on third down when they needed him. Like, huge runs in the first half. Like, where is he in your running back rankings, too? It's crazy. And we were all over him in week 2. Like, who is this Jags team? Like, this division's up for grabs. They're the clear best team in that division, and they're a top 5 team in the AFC easily.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the next talk for, I mean, if we're really tearing out like the AFC, I mean, I don't really think there's that much. It kind of feels like there's just a tier of maybe you got to say, okay, Chiefs are in a tier of their own. And then it's like Miami, Baltimore, Jaguars, honestly, Cincinnati, Bills.
And you know what's crazy is Cincinnati's last in their division right now.
I know. It's all of a sudden turning into like sort of what people expected coming into the year, which is that the NFC was going to be kind of top heavy with only 2 or 3 good teams. And then the AFC was going to be just extremely deep and beating each other up. I mean, we did the quarterback range, like literally they're all of the best quarterbacks are in the AFC. So
I have the Jags at 3rd best team in the AFC right now.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Who do you have second? Baltimore?
I have Chiefs, then Dolphins, then Jags, then Baltimore.
And you know what? Yeah, and I mean, that's fair. It's all like razor thin margins. And I was going to say, I don't know, can we put the Bengals in there? But like, I mean, look at the freaking line. Vegas says they're a better team than the Bills.
Yeah.
So have to put them in there. Damn. I know. I have some regrets about not taking
hopefully
Jacksonville
the Steelers.
futures.
I don't think it will happen, but hopefully the Steelers like fizzle out here. But from what we've seen in the past, that's absolutely not going to happen. Like, they're in a good spot this week at home. We'll see like what they do. in true Steelers fashion, I could see them dropping this game this week, but who fucking knows? Like they always win the games you don't think they're gonna win, and then they like this one we assumed they were gonna lose, I would say, but we still were just like, I don't know, like it's the Steelers. You just never fucking know with this team, and it just pisses me off. They're still 4-3. Going into this week at 4-2 is already bullshit.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
We'll see what they do this week against the Titans at home on Thursday night. That's a great Thursday night game.
And so the thing about the Jags, they have a tough, like they already played the Chiefs and lost. They played the Bills and won. But they have a very tough schedule coming out of their bye. And it starts with this game, which I have no idea what the fucking line is going to be. I have no idea. And there's no look ahead because of the bye. But first game out of the bye is versus the Niners, who are also coming off a bye in Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Jags -1.5.
Yeah, I was going to say 2.
Yeah, Jags maybe Jags -2. I mean, it'd be nice to get to a point where the Niners could start.
Because that's saying they're about even right now and giving them that like 1.5, 2 points at home.
And until the Niners defense is fixed, I think you have to say that you have to give the benefit of the doubt to Jacksonville. But they played the Niners, then tough division game versus the Titans, at the Texans, who they always lose to, then home Bengals, at Browns, home Ravens. That's a tough stretch, but then at Bucks, Panthers, at Titans. I mean, I guess the thing that really makes the Jags scary is like they're doing this, and Trevor Lawrence hasn't been that good. Like he's been fine. Like, you know,
hasn't hit his stride yet.
Hasn't hit his stride. I mean, we put him behind Jared Goff. You know, he's like, you know, been a like fringe top 10, like maybe the 9th best quarterback. So they've got all the potential to actually like make a deep run. Okay. The next game after that is Eagles at the Commanders. Fucking Commanders, man. I really thought they were going to win this one. But at least they gave the miracle push. The tush push didn't work, and the Commanders got the miracle push. So I'm happy with it. Eagles continue to play well, but also slightly sus, but just kind of keep winning.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the second time they've played, so you like kind of assume something kind of weird to happen, like in division games. Second time they've played early in the year. Commanders look great in the first half. The question is Howell your answer long term?
I don't think that this team is thinking long term. Just because like Ron Rivera, like if they get a new quarterback, Rivera's gone. Bieniemy could be gone. I think they're pretty locked in on like trying to make the squeeze in the Viking spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. Rivera, his case got a lot worse blowing a lead like that. And dude, on top of it, you had some wide open Eagles receivers in the fourth quarter. I don't know how that happens. Like they're clearly not going to run the ball. And that touchdown, Devontae Smith, there was no one within 20 yards of that guy.
Nope.
Like, how do you not have 2 safeties deep, like protecting the pass in that situation? Like, I understand the Eagles can run the ball, but they can do both well. And that blew my mind. Like, he beat that guy bad, but not having I don't know. It was very classic Commanders fashion to collapse like that. But the whole thing, it was predictable in that game, especially where it was. But it's what you get from the Commanders, like week in and week out. It's like they look good, Howell looked good, couldn't finish a game, but then we have weeks where Howell looks terrible. Never know we're getting them, but at the end of the day, the Eagles only have 1 loss, and like they're finding ways to win games. That's what good teams do. I think they're the best team in the NFC and kind of deserve that crown right now.
Yeah, I mean they gave up 400 yards to Sam Howell, 4 touchdowns. They allowed a pretty good. I mean, Brian Robinson only carried it 10 times. Gibson carried it twice. Sam Howell 3 times. But, 16 for 84 rushing, 5.3. Like this, I guess this is what it is like the Eagles offense is not quite the same as last year. Their run game's not quite the same. Their defense, both run defense and passing defense, is not quite the same. But is it going to really matter if this team is not as good as last year? Because as of right now, the Niners are not as good as last year. And, the Lions aren't as good as the Niners were last year. So, maybe it's okay. Maybe they have taken a half step back, but maybe that's not really going to matter. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, whatever it is, if it's a half step back, being 7-1 in this situation, and if we're saying they took a half step back, that means they haven't hit their stride yet. And I would be more than happy to be in this situation.
Yeah.
With that said, we talked about this last week. Coming up, they have the Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, and Niners.
And Cowboys. It doesn't even end there. Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Cowboys, Seahawks.
That's about as hard as it gets in the NFL right there. And you're going to the Chiefs. They have 3 out of 4 of those at home, but still, that's about as hard as it gets right there. And you're looking at a Chiefs and Bills team who need big wins. So I don't know. And Niners too. All those teams have looked shaky. They're due for some big weeks. So we'll see. But either way, 7-1. You're sitting nice, especially in that division.
Yeah, Cowboys. Cowboys are going to be coming in max motivated next week. I guess we'll see about this Eagles team. We'll see. Still waiting.
What do you got next?
Next is shit. Next is Texans Panthers.
Oh.
So, just kind of a whack game, but I did call this one. As one of my best bets was Panthers plus the 3. Mm-hmm. It was a dream spot for the Panthers coming off of the bye, new offensive coordinator, new play caller, and, obviously really motivated because they're undefeated and they don't have their pick. And they're going against the guy that everyone's saying they should have taken. Bryce Young actually looked kind of good. He
had 100 passer rating.
Yeah, and I could see some finally. I've been asking what is the thing that even made him a first round pick, let alone the number 1 overall pick? And at least you could see he was kind of wiggly in this game. He was juking defenders, looking a little athletic, running a little bit.
Yeah. Takes time. Adam Thielen, dude, that guy is still so good. The Texans were playing inspired defense as they always do with D'Amico Ryans, which I still give that guy credit for. He's taken this team way farther than anyone expected. But dude, at the end of the day, we talked about it. It's no matter your record, there is a human element to this game, and going up against the guy that went right behind you and everyone's saying why didn't Stroud go before is exactly what was going on in his head, and he outplayed Stroud. So good for him. But yeah, Thielen was making catches towards the end. Everyone was getting so fucking frustrated. That guy's still such a good route runner. He came off of practice squad, undrafted, great story in the NFL. So, it's CJ Stroud's kind of coming back to life, looking like a rookie quarterback. I don't think anyone expected him to go that long of a time without a pick. The Texans are finally showing their youth and they're just overall lack of talent on their roster.
Yeah, and like you were saying, now I'm more impressed with as CJ Stroud starting to fade a little bit, the defense is just getting better and better.
Yeah.
If you take the first 2 games of the season out, they went into Jacksonville and beat them 37-17, held the offense down to 17 points. Then they beat the Steelers, held them to 6 points. Lost to the Falcons in a crazy game, allowed only 21. Beat the Saints, only allowed 13. Then lost to the Panthers, allowed 15. So their defense is they have no talent outside of Will Anderson and Jimmy Ward, and D'Amico Ryans is just making everybody better. And you're seeing in San Francisco what a big loss he truly was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next game, Seahawks Brownies. This was another game that we both loved. I think we can both say we got a little lucky
Yeah.
with the Seahawks covering the 3.
Not at first. It looked like it was the best bet ever in the first quarter.
Yeah. It looked like the best bet ever. Weird. Kind of like Gino's kind of done this a few times. Like Gino's quietly not playing as well as he did last year.
Yeah.
This is now like 2 games in a row where like the offense is like, put pedal to the metal in the first quarter and then just kind of faded. Browns defense.
I think he's under like an 85 passer rate in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And like I said, dude, they have so much talent. Like JSN coming in out of nowhere. People were like, oh, is he not living up to the hype? It's like, no, they have so many good players on their roster.
Jake Bobo.
Yeah, Jake Bobo. And it showed again. Like plug and play, like whoever's hot, like throw them in. It's like a really good basketball team in that way. But again, Seahawks just creeping in that division. Like, how worried are you? Or like starting to get worried? I know obviously the Niners
worried.
Them, but yeah, I don't know kind of when they're playing, but the Seahawks they're a worse version in the Eagles of a way where they can beat you with the run or the pass because they're good at both and they have weapons all over the place. And that goes without saying, like a good offensive line on both teams, ton of receivers, ton of running backs. So they're going to be a scary team for anyone, especially with a wide open NFC or, to be honest, a wide open NFL, right?
Yep.
So we'll see, but good for PJ Walker, man. Like,
yeah,
I would rather have him than Deshaun right now. I know we haven't seen like a ton of Deshaun, but like he's coming in. It seems like the players are behind him. I'm not sure how much they're behind Deshaun, especially after sitting out after that one concussion or maybe the shoulder injury, whatever it was. There's just been so much uncertainty, but he's coming in, he's playing well. And like you mentioned a couple weeks ago, he was not bad on the Panthers last year.
Not bad. And the Seahawks also traded for Leonard Williams. Mm-hmm. So they're going for it. Frank Clark and Leonard Williams. Yeah, I'm nervous because the Niners are a better team, but it's just like, how long is it going to take the Niners to figure this thing out? All right. Then next game is Broncos Chiefs 24-9. Russell Wilson improves to 16 touchdowns, 4 picks on the season. Broncos, a little frisky. Patrick Mahomes was sick, played like shit, but still, I mean, this is like, I kind of jokingly brought this up last week. But now you can say it's pretty for real. The Broncos defense has kind of come back to life a little bit. They held the Chiefs to 9 points this week, Packers 17 the week before that, Chiefs to 19 the week before that at Kansas City. And then I guess, yeah, that's basically where it stops. But, just these past 3 weeks, their defense has looked a little impressive. And Russell Wilson, I mean, he's uninspiring, but we did a quarterback ranking and he's like 14. So maybe, I don't know. Are they not going to sell off pieces?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, dude, there was plays in the fourth quarter that looked like vintage Seattle Russ.
Yeah.
Like that pass to Sutton in the corner of the end zone, like scrambling around. I was like, whoa, that's what Russell Wilson was in Seattle for so many years. Like broken pocket, throwing off the run off one foot, exactly what it looked like. I mean, Chiefs, like, call it what it is. Mahomes is sick or whatever, but we have not seen anything like the Chiefs of the past at all. With the Broncos, like 4 weeks ago, we were talking about Sean Payton. Yeah. And it was like, okay, he was so good in New Orleans for so many years. And we, based on what the Broncos gave up for him, which was first round picks, he was like he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. And then after this, we're like, what's going on? Is he just playing the blame game with Russ? But there are very few coaches in the NFL that can be in a situation in a season like they were 4 weeks ago and somehow convince your team that there's still belief and beat the Chiefs. Like, I give him all the credit in the world now for what they're doing. Because after that Dolphins loss and after the loss the week after, dude, they could have ripped this season off and they have not done so.
Yeah. So now they're going into a bye and I don't know. We'll see how they look coming out of that. Maybe it's all good vibes now. All right. Cardinals, Ravens. This is another miracle cover for me. Plus the 9.5. Ravens just, they were a little flat to start the game. Obviously, they weren't going to have another unreal performance, but 31-24 is what it is. Probably should have won by 2 touchdowns. Not much.
The Cardinals did what we've been talking about and got away from, just like inspired football out of fucking nowhere. That one touchdown where like everyone pushed that guy in, it was just like, why the fuck are these guys playing so hard?
I know.
But I mean, the Ravens went in and did exactly what they need to do. Like, game where they'd be like questioning themselves at all after, like went in and just like laid an egg, but they didn't do that, and they went in and like got up early. The Cardinals like showed some fight and came back at home, which is normal in the NFL. The Ravens quietly have been very consistent as well. Like, I would say like that was a good solid win. The scoreboard didn't necessarily reflect at all like the dominance they showed for most of the game. And the Ravens, the first couple of weeks were looking shaky, but they got back to what they do well. Like, Mark Andrews was fully involved the first couple of weeks. It was just like, where is this guy? The Ravens, they're consistent. That division is obviously super tough, but they've gotten some huge division wins already. And I'm done doubting the Ravens at all.
Yeah, I'm done doubting them. Okay, then Bears. Oh, wait, no. The Niners. Yeah, fuck. What a fucking L. I was so in on the Niners. I was in on the Niners with Sam Darnold for this game. I thought that the defense would just, there was no way they were going to lay another stinker, and it was just Swiss cheese. Like, they gave Kirk Cousins the game of his life, and then, I mean, I don't know, has Joe Burrow ever played better than that? 28 for 32, 4 incompletions, 283, 3 touchdowns. Plus, he had 43 rush yards. Like, it was just easy. There was no resistance. Niners defense looked slow, which is just weird. Purdy played really well for the first 3 quarters, and then had just some shocking kind of heat check, like turnover heat check, I guess you'd say, in the fourth quarter for this kind of the second game in a row. But yeah, I mean, this team needs a bye so badly, the Niners, and the Bengals are back to being a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, holy shit. The one thing I heard when we were ready to write the Bengals off was like how they performed at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Last like couple of years, and fuck, they look good, dude. I mean, Jamar Chase wasn't involved in the first 3 weeks.
I know.
Like, what is this team? And truly, the whole narrative around Burrow being injured, it was just true. We saw it. I mean, the guy was fucking limping all over the field.
Yeah.
And it was probably dumb in hindsight to play him, but like he worked through it all and they look good. But the Niners, it's just a lot of question marks. Like, it's hard to, like, obviously it's the defense, but the defense looked so fucking good at the beginning of the year. You're right. They need to like, get this shit figured out. And that is a big old game in Jacksonville in 2 weeks.
I know. I'm sweating.
Huge. And that game is like, okay, are the Niners, can they figure their shit out after a bye? And then it's Jacksonville, like, how for real are they? That's a huge game. Huge.
I know. And then the Niners have a tough stretch. They go after the bye, they go at Jacksonville, home Tampa Bay. That should be easy. Then at Seattle, that's going to be difficult. Then at Philadelphia, the most difficult. And then home Seattle. Then at Arizona, division game. And then home Baltimore. So, like, it's sweaty. I mean, they're not going to miss the playoffs, but Seahawks absolutely can get them. Like, they almost need to win both of those Seahawks games.
Yeah, it turned into like, are the Niners going to go undefeated to like they're in a division battle?
Yeah, I mean, I do want to keep like it. The Niners are like the Bengals, where they usually like shit down their legs for like a solid chunk of the regular season towards the beginning, middle, and then they go off and they win a bunch of games in a row. In 2021, when they made it to the NFC Championship game, they won the first 2 games of the year. Then they lost 4 games in a row. Then they lost 4 out of 5. And yeah, that was bad. And then they finished the season after that with 1-1. Wait. Yeah, they lost 4 out of 5. Then they won. Then they went 7-2. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for this year. And then last year, they were at some point, they lost 2 in a row, at 2 different points of the season. In week 8, they were, what were they? 3, 4, 5. They were 5 and, oh no, wait. I'm really botching this. They were 3 and 4 at one point in the year. And then they won every game for the rest of the season. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, for me, the biggest question is like, the Niners will figure it out, but is the bleeding going to stop versus Jacksonville? Or is that going to be rock bottom? Where is their rock bottom going to end? And
I mean, it happens with all good teams. Some point in the year, they look extremely shaky. So hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, and then, whatever. Bears, Chargers, who cares? Teabag, Herbert, look good. Who cares?
Hey, at least we prepared ourselves for how shitty that primetime game was going to be, right?
I know. I didn't watch most of it.
I prepped myself to it was the week where it was just like hang out with your girlfriend or your wife for this primetime game. And that's
exactly. So. Which brings us to Monday Night Football. Lions lane 7. I guess 6.5 some places. I mean, it did seem like a big. It was weird when Jimmy G got announced in, and then the line didn't really move. But then it moved. Like, so
bizarre. I mean, it was all the money that was coming. You'd think with all the money coming in that it would go the other way. I don't know, dude. It's so fishy. It's so fishy.
It's fishy. It's super fishy. I mean, the Lions have a chance here to like. If they play really well, Goff all of a sudden is like top 4 in MVP, and the Lions are like they now have passed the Niners, and it's like, are the Eagles going to get the 1 seed or the Lions? So
this place is going to be rocking though. It's the first Monday Night Football game in like 4 or 5 years.
Do you think Goff has a good game?
If Hobbs is out, yes, but yes already, I would say. I mean, call me biased, but Crosby is gonna he affects the game so much, and he's one of those defensive ends where it's like he can like take over a fucking game. So there's never a guarantee that a quarterback's gonna go off with him on the other side.
Yeah, I kind of think Jimmy's gonna have a good game.
Yeah, we'll see. First game in like 2.5 games. We'll see.
We'll
never know with that guy, dude. He wins football games.
You never know. You never know. All right. Well, with that. Thanks, Bochy. Thanks, everybody that's been hanging in the chat. And we are going to watch this stupid Monday Night Football game. All right.
Hey.
Later.